December 7th, 2024. Thank you.
Láti ìkànnì ọ̀nà 103.5 FM.
This is on 103.5 FM. The time is 10 o'clock.
I sincerely would like to say good morning to everyone listening to us at this time, to our live broadcast on Honor 103.5 FM. We say good morning to you. It's practically getting close to a close down as far as the month of November is concerned in the year 2024. We say good morning to you. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful Wednesday, a midweek. And of course, I must quickly tell you a lot has happened in our country between the last time we had this episode of the Front Burner, which happens to be, that was on Saturday. We had the Front Burner on Saturday. Yes, we did. And of course, the Front Burner comes your way on a Wednesday as well, here on Honor 103.5 FM. In case you're tuned in to this show for the very, very first time, let's quickly tell you that the Front Burner is a political program here on Honor 103.5. Let's just say everything that has to do with current affairs. We don't discuss anything else apart from current affairs. On the show, we say it the way it is and we bring it to you the way we should. We don't add to it, we don't subtract from it, and we don't take away from it. All we do is tell you, Nigerians, especially if it has to do with anything that has to do with or your state, we'll tell you the way it is. This is the Front Burner on Honor 103.5 FM. My name is Lekan Omosebi. I'm a veteran broadcaster and I'm not afraid to tell the truth. I love to tell the truth, especially when it comes to current affairs. I love it. And in case you'd like to know, I study political science in the University of Ibadan, so I know exactly my onions when it comes to current affairs, issues, politically. I'll say it from the way I see it. But I don't get to do this alone. I have a couple of Nigerians that also join me on the show. They are Nigerians that are not afraid of anyone. But then, out of my analysts, I have one seated in front of me. I'm sure the rest will join us later on. This is Nigeria, we know. In Nigeria, we have reasons why we need to give excuses why you don't have to get things done. So, when things are not working, then you can use them as an excuse not to get things right. Again, I say this is the Front Burner. Good morning to you, everyone. And of course, a good morning to my studio manager, Engineer K, will be working with me. I've got two of my analysts now in the studios. Normally I have three, but I have two of them now with me in the studios. One of them purely had missed 2 episodes, and I'm sure for good reasons. Yeah, for good reasons he has. You can't be an octopus when you're just a human being with 2 legs and 1 head. You can only attend to one thing at a time. You can't attend to too many things all the time. I would like to say it's nice to have him in the studio this morning. Good morning, my very good brother, Honorable Olaye. Good morning to you.
Good morning to Lekan Omosebi. Good morning to our good listener, home and abroad. We welcome you to this program. It's nice having you. And I'm sorry for being absent.
We all know. We all know.
Yeah.
We all know. We all know. You had to do what you had to do.
Yeah.
And of course, sitting right next to him is one of my analysts as well. Is somebody that calls a spade as well. And he's been fantastic on the show. Let me say very good morning to Mr. Ofino.
Good morning to you, Mr. Lekan Omosebi, and to everyone listening to this midweek live program. Tag Front Burner.
Yes, it is the front burner. Thank you so much again for being part of the show. There's a lot we're going to be talking about. I don't know where to start from. There's a lot. Of course, the first thing is I need to let you understand that Mr. President has actually left the country again. I don't think there's any president in the world that loves his official plane like the president of Nigeria. Since the Senate has approved the purchase of this brand new Boeing 747 for Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I don't think that plane has rested straight for 1 month. That plane has been traveling from one continent to another. So the plane now has left Africa again to Europe, and Mr. President has said, this time around, my going to France is because the President, Macron, actually invited me to come so that we can talk. The best presidential jet ever is the Air Force One. And we know that the President of the United States have not left the United States in months. And the Air Force One is just there resting. Because they know they will need public funds to fuel it and, of course, to maintain it. But Mr. President of Nigeria has been flying from one continent to another. I don't think he has been in Nigeria like he has been out of Nigeria. Mr. Honorable Olaye, what would you like to say to this? Would you say it's official?
Yeah, I will tell you it's going to be definitely official because I particularly, if I don't need to go to anywhere, I cannot just hold my back right now and try to go to where I don't need to go, because when you are talking about the fuel and all the other costs, and I'm not that young to be junking around when there is nothing to do. So if Mr. President decides to go to France, there is always a reason for going anywhere he really need to be. And mind you, there is going to be a lot of advantage as well. So this is what you have to know. And we expected much more results. And I think these are even show on in economics when we have about 3.9% of some growth according to the.
Of course, we're discussing that. We're definitely going to that.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Mr. President not sitting in Abuja doing his job, and then Nigerians get to see Mr. President at least for 1 month without him going anywhere. Let this presidential jet rest. What would you say? Can the president turn down an invitation and say, look, I'm busy right now, I can't come?
There is one thing we must understand in diplomacy, international diplomacy. No country can exist as an island unto itself.
Yes.
So Mr. President was actually being invited for a
Yes.
state visit.
Yes.
So definitely he is bound to honor such state visits. And mind you, the country that is inviting him is one of the superpowers in the world. We have Super 5. France is among. So there is one thing Nigeria keep complaining. They are concerning the frequent visits of Mr. President, trying to tour the whole world. Nigerians have been complaining because you are using state funds. That is where the problem lies. Assuming he was using his own private fund.
Thank you.
Nobody will say anything about it. And there is one thing again you must understand: ESTA code. The allowance you enjoy.
Yes.
When you travel out to represent the country, ESTA code.
But it's still from the people's tax.
Tax again. So now look at your entourage again that we go with you. Though in recent past the president has decided to reduce.
Yeah, we discussed it on this program.
So the
yes, he
cost
has
implication
reduced.
is that. But one thing that is very sure that I know is this: every state visit, there is what we call the oath of secrecy.
Yes.
That the country does not know anything about. So there is one thing I will appeal to Mr. President: he should never sell out when it comes to issue of negotiation with any country in the world. I want to appeal to his conscience.
All right.
He mustn't sell out.
You're listening to the front burner on Honor 103.5 FM. You have all the right to be part of this show. You can call us later on in the show. We're going to open the phone lines early enough. So try to follow us on all topics that we'll be discussing this morning. Better still, you can join us on Facebook. That's Honor 103.5 FM on Facebook. You can join us. You can make a comment. And we'll definitely read your comments. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians of better economic and output as the economy continues to expand. Following the newly released third quarter of Gross Domestic Product report by the National Bureau of Statistics. I want you, my analysts, and those of you at home, being my third analyst at home, listen to this. Now, that report is actually from the National Bureau of Statistics. And what they said is, according to them, that's the NBS, the National Bureau of Statistics, has said Nigeria's GDP has grown by 3.46% compared to the 3.19% growth recorded in the second quarter. So in the third quarter, Nigeria's GDP has actually grown to 3.46. Now, the growth in GDP shows that President Tinubu's quest for a more robust boost in the economy and the extension, by the extension, a better standard of living for all Nigerians. But this is what interests me. More borrowing is needed despite improved revenue by some agencies, says the Minister of Finance, Edun. Now, this is it. This is where I'm going with this, my analyst. And of course, for you listening to us at home, listen to this. Now, this report is actually by the National Bureau of Statistics. The National Bureau of Statistics is still under the same government of Tinubu. So how do I believe, or how do Nigerians believe that truly that our GDP has actually grown up to 3.46%? But then, the same government that has gotten up to about 20 billion saved for the country Nigeria, $20 billion, is now begging for a loan of $2.2 billion. Can somebody explain that to me, please? Somebody. Okay, let me ask Mr. Fino to start that one. Explain it. Now, wait now. The National Bureau of Statistics has said, no, it's now 3.46. And then, the Minister of Finance had come boastfully to say, look, we've generated and we've kept in our coffers $20 billion. But the same government is now begging on, as at Friday, that they want to borrow $2.2 billion. I don't get it. Please explain.
There is one thing I keep asking myself. I don't know the school of economic thought that the Minister of Finance of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, belongs to.
I'm confused.
I don't know the school of economic thought that he belongs to. But there is one thing I'm going to explain here now. When we are talking about GDP, you are talking about the monetary value of all goods and services produced by the citizens of a particular country within the shores and outside the shores of that country in a given year. So when we are talking about economic growth simply means what? An increase in GDP. So when you are talking about GDP is just a parameter. Here now we are talking about GDP. 3.46% is very significant. But when you look at it, it's from the service sector. So when you are trying to measure the GDP of a country, there's what we call aggregate economy. So when you are talking about the aggregate economy, you have to talk about the oil sector and the non-oil sector, which is the real sector. So when you are talking about the real sector, you talk about the manufacturing sector, you talk about the mining sector, you talk about the agricultural sector, then you talk about the service sector. But here where I'm confused is this. National Bureau of Statistics is telling us that the GDP of 3.46% came about from service sector alone, not even the aggregate economy. Because over 800 business firms left the shores of this country this year, it was reported.
Very true. Honorable Olaoye, let me quickly tell you. Honorable Olaoye, the growth in GDP shows that President Tinubu's quest for a more robust boost in the economic and, by extension, a better standard of living for all Nigerians. Is this true? Do you believe the MBS?
You see,
does the government have 20 billion?
I am not in the school of pessimism. So I would tell you that government is so specific about where where they really, when you are talking about the service, industry.
Yes.
Now they made us to realize that part of it, majority of it, is from construction, and when you look at it, you have to talk about a lot of growth in our construction industry. You are talking about building. When you get to a place like, there is no place now in any capital apart from Abuja that it is so saturated that is not having a kind of construction going on. And when you have to talk about it, you are going to talk about iron, you are going to talk about you are talking about wood, you are talking about cement,
the rest
of
of them,
the rest
cement,
of the time.
yes.
You will see, even in your state, when you are talking about all these where they are doing mining granite, gravel, it's springing up every time, and it is money wherever you see it.
So you
now,
believe the National Bureau of Statistics?
Listen,
You believe
it is this same place. You were telling us that you are going to believe in the Bureau of Statistics when they talk about inflation. When inflation is high,
yes,
you are going to tell us the same Bureau of Statistics. That is for you to see the hypocrisy of it. You are going to measure when they are talking about the poverty rate. If it's been announced by this is the same National Bureau of Statistics. Now, when it's come to the development in Nigeria, the positivity, you are going to doubt it. What are we talking about?
All I did was my job. I asked you if you believed it.
I believe in it. I believe in it. And that
was all I asked you.
Okay.
I didn't tell you I didn't believe
you
in it.
caught me there. You caught me there.
I did my job. I asked you a question.
Okay. I think I believe it. I believe it.
I asked Ofino. He said he doesn't believe it.
I believe
He's
it.
confused.
I believe it.
And I said I'm confused.
I believe it.
I'm confused.
And mind you, when you are talking about the borrowing, we were made to understand that it is the way it is for the
Why would you have 20 billion? Let me ask Engineer K, you have 20 billion. Why are you borrowing money from me? Why are you borrowing 2 billion from me when you have 20 billion? How can he says he doesn't understand too?
Thank you.
Let's go commercial and then we'll come back. Are you ready to walk with purpose, walk with pride? It's time for Work with Honor 2.0. Mark your calendars, December 7th, 2024. Join thousands of participants as we take to the streets in a celebration of fitness, unity, and community spirit. Whether you're walking for health, for fun, or for the love of honor, this is your event. Together, we'll make strides toward a healthier and stronger tomorrow. Don't miss the chance to be part of something bigger. Invite your friends, family, and colleagues. Lace up your sneakers and let's walk together with honor. Remember, December 7th, 2024. Walk with Honor 2.0. Stay tuned to Honor 103.5 FM for updates. Let's make this walk unforgettable.
Do you need a reliable and super fast unlimited internet for your business and home use? If yes, iWorld Networks is your solution with our uptime affordable internet via fixed broadband. No data caps and throttling. You can enjoy your distance learning, business meetings, and family time with our reliable internet. With 24/7 proactive customer support and 99.8% uptime. We also provide connectivity for offices, schools, financial services, hotels, government, etc. Chat with us on www.iwn.ng. iWorld Networks, we've got you covered. Sign up and get connected today.
Nigeria, something big is here. Are you scared of acquiring landed properties due to lack of trust and authenticity? Do you have to wait endlessly to get your red copy survey after every property purchase? Worry no more, because You Fit Homes is here to do things differently while providing solutions to housing challenges in Nigeria. With properties in Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Ilorin, and now Ibadan. You Fit Homes is here to make you a property owner. Get 50% launch discount off the actual price on our Ibadan property located 10 minutes to the train station at Ido and 10 minutes to Monia train station. We won't just issue you a CFO. You also get a red copy survey right after you buy from us. Visit our head office at Block 8, Plot 15, 7 Up Road, Oluyole Main Estate, or call 0812-020-0803 for more enquiries. You fit homes, a home for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be swept away as we usher in the majestic 21st edition of Miss Oyo State 2024.
Are you graced with both beauty and the brains? Do you dare of becoming a true beauty queen? Listen closely to what awaits.
The Miss Oyo State Beauty Pageant 2024 is about to set the stage ablaze in the heart of the city this December the 22nd at Felicia Hall, Jogo Center, time 2 p.m. The host with the most, the irresistible Isaac Brown, the mayor.
Star Prize is an official car by Ilaji Hotels and Sports Resorts. Miss Oyo competition forms now available at Fresh FM Ibadan Marketing Department, or please call 0803 717 8043.
Miss Oyo State 2024 live on Sunday, the 22nd of December at Felicia Hall, Jogo Center, Ibadan. Time 2 p.m. prompt.
Gate fees 2,000 naira regular, 15,000 naira front row seats, 200,000 naira gold ticket, 500,000 naira platinum ticket.
Media partners Fresh FM Nigeria and Blast FM 98.3 Ibadan. Proudly supported by
Ilaji Hotels and Sports Resorts,
Coca-Cola,
Oyo Algon,
Foodco,
Ripples Catering Services,
UI Hotels,
Jogo Center and Hotels, Ultima Foods,
Dupsy Agbeni Stores,
You Feed Fly,
Melody Trades Sounds Trends, and lots more. Miss Oyo State 2024.
In continuation of the celebration of the 80th birthday of Dr. Yemi Farumbi, a Nigerian media icon, the Ibadan Discourse Group invites all to Yemi Farumbi at 80 lecture with the theme, The Future and Challenges of the Nigerian Nation, to be delivered by Dr. Kayode Fayemi, CON, former governor of Ekiti State. Chairman of the occasion is Professor Tunde Adeniro, former Minister of Education. Date Thursday, December 5, 2024. Venue, the Law Hub Hall, opposite Iyaganku Roundabout, Ring Road, Ibadan. Time, 11 a.m. prompt. For inquiries, call 08037203138.
Feel the vibes on Honor 103.5 FM.
Let's rock.
Welcome back to the front burner. You're listening to Honor 103.5 FM. We sincerely appreciate the fact that you're tuned in to 103.5 FM. And if you're listening and watching us on our social media platforms, if you're with us on Facebook, YouTube, or wherever platform you're watching us, we want to say thank you. You could pass your comment on Facebook. And of course, we're going to read your comments. Remember, you're going to join us later on because you are my third analyst on the show this morning. There's a lot we're discussing. There's a lot that we need to talk about. But let me quickly rush through some things that we need to talk about. Then we open the phone lines so that you can be part of the show this morning too. A lot has been happening as far as NNPC is concerned and of course petroleum is concerned. First of all, let's quickly celebrate the fact that there are two celebrations this morning. Let's first celebrate the fact that Dangote himself has decided to reduce his pump price. That's what's celebrating. I don't know why the two of you are looking at me and you're not having a smile on your faces. Me, bro?
I'm really, you're having a smile.
Okay. Because the truth is, Dangote has decided to say, look, Nigerians have fought for me. They stood by me. I'm going to reduce the fuel price. And he did that. We must give it to him on that one. And, of course, let's give it to, how am I going to put it now? Let me first tell you that the price now is 970 naira per liter, and we're not too sure if filling stations are complying yet, because I think some NNPC is still selling at 1,040 naira, but then Dangote says, wait a minute, it's for 970 naira now. I want to do that for my people. I'm doing that for and he's done it, but we don't know if the filling stations are complying. But then let's do our second celebration. We're going to be celebrating with definitely Mr. President. Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu extends his heartfelt congratulations and he celebrates to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, on the successful revitalization of the Port Harcourt refinery, marked by the official commencement of petroleum product loading on November 26, which was yesterday. So, Port Harcourt have started to, miraculously, somehow, the refinery in Port Harcourt, although they said Port Harcourt and Warri will be at the same time, but Port Harcourt has started to, produce fuel. They started booking into trucks yesterday. But there's a little problem because the one coming out from Port Harcourt now is 75 naira higher than what Dangote is putting out there. So, finally, I think for the first time on this show, I'm going to take back my words because I've already said that Port Harcourt and Kaduna and all that will never work. Port Harcourt has started working. Honorable Lawyer, would you say this government is getting it right? Because if Port Harcourt starts working, which it has started yesterday, and then Warri kicks off, Kaduna kicks off, and there's a Dangote, which means fuel could go to about 600 naira actually, or 650, because Dangote will be refining for NNPC. Dangote will be the refining. That means our oil is not going out of the country anymore. What do you think with this government?
The beautiful part of it is that I will celebrate with Nigerians because Nigerian complaint and Nigerian criticism is yielding a fruitful yield. And the fact that we are now going to have stability when it's come to our first surprise is something that we need to celebrate about. It is not about 75 naira because and again the accident on our road is going to be limited as well because a lot of people conveying petroleum from like Lagos to other part of the country is going to be refused. And like the president have given them the matching order that other refineries should be revalidated as well. We are talking about the Kaduna, which is going to be able to take care of the north and any other. So this is a kind of massive celebration for the Nigerians, and with time we know that this is going to reduce the price. It might not go to 200 naira or 300 naira. People are touching off, but if you can have it for lesser. At
least we have 6, 7.
Yes, and we have stability apart from the fluctuating price of the fuel the way it was before is always increasing. But now we are hopefully it's going to be decreasing.
All right, Mr. Ofino, what do you think? Are you celebrating with Mr. President right now?
Smiling and laughing.
Why are you?
Information is power.
Yes.
We have to get it right. Not yet Uhuru. It's no call for celebration yet. Because I see it more like a test run. 70% production capacity instead of 100% capacity. NNPCL have not yet refined crude. What they did was blending. You imported naphtha.
That's true. That's very true.
You now blend it with RON. That is why I said information is power.
Yes, that is very true.
I keep saying it.
Right.
If other people are going to be deceived, not me. Information is power. Now you are talking about the turnaround maintenance of the 4 major refineries. Probably if we are not very careful, don't be surprised, probably next week or thereabout, Port Harcourt refinery may be shut down again. Because for me, I don't trust this government. This government, they are propagandists. There is one thing you must understand. There is a trade war between this government and Aliko Dangote. There is one thing you must also understand, that Mele Kyari is trying to do what we call under recovery of certain funds that were missing in NNPC. Do you know for now, NNPC cannot give account of certain oil revenue receipts.
Yeah, because we discussed it.
To Central Bank of Nigeria.
Yes. And
that is why people have been calling for him to be sacked. There is one thing we know about APC government, the government of propaganda. So for now, there is what we call the need for what? Nigerians to watch. Let's give them the benefit of doubt that will they continue to produce in the next 1 month before someone like me can actually say that they have started production. But what they are doing for now is what I call blending. They imported from Malta.
Yeah, gasoline. Yes, you're very correct.
They imported because now Nigeria is yet to refine our crude oil.
But Dangote is doing that right now. Dangote is refining.
No, I'm talking about NNPC.
No.
It's yet to refine our crude.
Yes, I agree.
So we must not misinform the public.
Thank you. When you are talking about the information, we must mind what we say as well. Because when you are saying there is a war between this government and Dangote, it is understatement. It is not right at all, because it is this same government.
There was a war.
There was a war between the government and Dangote.
I say there was a misunderstanding?
No. You are going to say the NNPC. You are going to say the NNPC. NNPC is a PLC. NNPC is a no. We are going to talk about it. Yeah, it is this Dangote. It is this government that gave Dangote lifeline.
No, it was the
president.
It was
this government. It was this government.
It was this government. Mr. President,
when did Dangote start? The refinery, it is under APC government, and a lot of money was being borrowed Dangote before it can take off. How can you talk about the war between the Dangote and Dangote?
Remember
it is
that
not.
Dangote agreed that they actually, and the Lagos State
government. And when you are talking about the trade war,
Dangote paid.
The trade war is Dangote normal.
Paid.
He might pay, but we all knew the Central Bank of Nigeria was open for Dangote to be able to take off this same refinery. So there is no war between Dangote and this government. That is what I want to make you to understand. But when you are talking about the trading war is normal in any industry, in any territory, in any nation. When you are talking about that war between NNPC and Dangote, is well understood. And it is not only Dangote alone. You are talking about Rano. You are talking about other oil companies that are importing. It is normal, and it has been settled. So when now saying that there is war between this government and Dangote, it is misinformation.
Okay, but then there was a misunderstanding. That was why Mr. President has to step in.
We are talking about the war, trade war between all those oil or the big gun. That is what even Pastor Adeboye said, that there are some cabal within the oil industry that doesn't want Dangote to survive. Yes. It's not about this government.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Fino, I would like you to understand that as we speak, the former governor of Kogi State, His Excellency Yaya Bello, as we speak, as we're on this show right now, he has honored the invitation of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Now, this decision was made after due consultation with his family, legal team, and political allies. The former governor, who has great respect for rule of law, let's underline that part, that has great respect for the rule of law and constituted authority, had all the while only sought the enforcement of his fundamental rights in order to ensure due process. Now, the former governor of Kogi now is with the EFCC. He'd been with the EFCC since yesterday, so they took him to court. As we talk, he's in court right now. Breaking news, he's right there in court. But then he has said that the reason why he wasn't running from the EFCC or running from the police or anything, nothing like that, that he was only trying to enforce his human rights. And I think everybody have their rights, we agree. But then, would you say that this being in court of the former governor would turn out to be what most Nigerians are expecting, or probably now that he had decided to deliver himself to EFCC, some underground play works had been agreed upon? What would you like to say, Mr. Ofino?
Do you know why sometimes some things happen in this country that baffle me? Fugitive Yaya Bello, the ex-governor of Kogi State, so he can be so fearful,
and he has put us for like 5 months.
No, I say so. This man can be so fearful and weak. I remember when he was the governor, he always talked with authority.
Yes,
I see him as a bad example of the Nigerian youth. because he was the youngest governor during his time.
Very true.
And I'm so disappointed in him. He brought international disrepute to his name. He brought international disrepute to Nigeria as a country as well, including the incumbent governor of Kogi State, Governor
Ododo.
It's rather unfortunate. A suspect remains a suspect except you are being tried in a court of competent jurisdiction.
Yes.
So he would have gone to present himself. Why on the run? Now the issue there is this. What I'm afraid of is this, and I'm going to say it on this platform. The issue of plea bargaining is one of the things that I'm not happy about in the law profession, especially in Nigeria. Plea bargaining. Somebody stole 100 naira. According to the law of plea bargaining, we can negotiate. Give the government 50 naira. Take 50 naira back to yourself. That is one thing I always fought in law, and I will continue to fight law profession. There must be a moral sense in the law profession. Somebody stole from the people, then you are now negotiating. Plea bargaining. What type of academic career is that? I stand to be corrected.
All right, now, Mr. Olawe, what would you like to say? Would you say this is putting the EFCC in a good light?
Yeah, it's putting the EFCC in a good light, and I must celebrate.
But there was a lot of embarrassment.
I must celebrate with Nigerians. I must congratulate Nigerians. When you are talking about patience, there was a time I was discussing with someone, and they were telling me that it is President Tinubu that was shielding Yaya Bello. I tell them it is not so, and I made them to realize that. So a friend of mine discussed that the police know where he is, they can go and pick him up. I said, if they decide to pick him up, there is going to be blood will flow. Now, when they have impeded his movement, his fundamental human right, he cannot be able to free to go anywhere. He has been secluded in a place. He now saw the pain. Now, it is a kind of a lesson to the other conspirators who are governors who have been siphoning a public fund to now know what their fate is going to be. They will go and visit court so many times, and they will see hell the way Oji Sokalu saw hell for about 12 years. And my learned friend was talking about plea bargaining. Plea bargaining has never happened under this APC government. It was under PDP government, and we saw two governors that were able to get away with it. You are talking about Governor late Alamesia and former governor of Edo State, Igbinedo. They were the ones that were giving plea bargain. We have seen ex-governor that has been sent to jails, and we have seen a lot of governors who are still under EFCC watch, and they have been going to court for more than 12-13 years answering what they need to do. So it is now lesson to them all. No matter how they perfect their book, they cannot get away with it. And the beautiful thing is that a lot of them can only live in Nigeria. They cannot live anywhere in the world. If they go to anywhere, all their money are going to finish, and they are going to see hell. So it is now to celebrate in Nigeria. All those corrupt politicians are going to see. They are going to see the gallon with time.
All right. I like the way you guys have spoken, but then, like I said, it's going on in court as we speak. So let's get to see the outcome. I'm sure we're going to be able to discuss that this Saturday. But for now, let's quickly leave Nigeria. We'll be back to Ibadan. Once we leave Nigeria, when we return, we're coming back to Ibadan. And we'll be opening up the phone lines pretty soon. So please stay with us. Let's get to hear from you on any of the topics we've discussed this beautiful Wednesday morning. The new elected president in the United States, President Donald Trump, is to sign the executive order removing transgender personnel from the United States military. The president-elect, President Donald Trump, is to sign the executive order to remove, and of course, to remove completely transgender personnel from the United States military. Honorable Olawe, I'm sure you know what transgender is.
Yeah.
We don't know if you are male or female.
I'm a male. I'm a male.
No, I'm not talking about you. Everybody knows. Why are you always doing like this? Everybody knows you're a male. I'm saying the definition of transgender. You know what it is? Is that you're both? That's what it means.
No, it's not both. It's not both. You can change from one, whether
to the other,
to female to
male. Good.
That's what they do.
But now the President Donald Trump has said is removing every single transgender, and then by the time they look at the statistics, in the U.S. Army, they got close to about 15,000 transgender. Now, what would you like to say about the president-elect?
I would say when you are talking about the normality, when you are talking about you want to talk about what is normal in the society, you will say Trump is doing right. But at the end of the day, we are talking about human rights. We are talking about where we are free to do whatever we want.
Wait a minute, they have rights?
Everybody has rights. Everybody has equal right.
But like the president-elect said, if you are you should be either male or you should be female.
What is funny is that when you are talking about suicide to be against the law, it is not against the law in a place like China. Some people will tell you about 100 ways of committing suicide, and for in their environment they accepted it. Now, the issue of homosexuality is wrong, is against humanity. But when we talk about the law, that is when the LGBT went to the law court, Supreme Court in America, when they gave them the land judgment to be able to marry themselves, what Supreme Court pronounced is that we are now talking about the law. We are not talking about the Bible. It is wrong. We know what they are doing is wrong, but still, I know they are going to contest it in the court of law and they are going to challenge it. But as a president, this is what he has promised people and he must deliver. And I supported him.
Oh, beautiful. All right, now, Mr. Ofino, you've heard what the president-elect has said. If you're transgender, you're in the U.S. Army, we're kicking you out. And statistics shows that there are about 15,000 of them. So what do you think? You think Mr. President-elect has gotten it right?
There is one thing I keep telling people. Why should you destroy someone's legacy because you want to build your own legacy? But let's ask the question, transgender policy, is it a good legacy based on morality? Now, we are talking about homosexuality. There is one thing you must know about America. America believes in what we call personal liberty. They did not just wake up to become transgender. That is one thing we must know. America is a land of law. The law supported them to become transgender. From now, I felt that what President-elect Donald Trump would have done, he would not just have allowed those ones just to remain. But I ensure that no more transgender anymore. But for those who have become transgender by their own will and volition, let them just remain the way they are. But you must stop it henceforth in the spirit of justice, fairness, and equity. Because what they did was based on law. Because America is a land of law and personal liberty. That is my own appeal. I'm not in support of homosexuality. But for those who have transformed themselves from male to female or from female to male, to me, they are telling us that I was once a male, but now I am a female. I was once a female, but now I am a male, based on the law that allowed them. So for now, I will just appeal to the president-elect, Donald Trump, to allow what has happened to remain, but to ensure that transgender policy is abolished in America, so that those who have that ambition or desire to do it, they will be discouraged from doing so.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Ofina, and of course, Honorable Olaoye. Thank you, guys. And we have just about 10 minutes more on the show. We're still going to go commercial. But you, listening at home, at work, or in your car, remember I told you, you are my third analyst. We have discussed a lot on the show this morning and would like you to be part of the show. Please, when we come back from commercial, you can actually call this number 09151 035555. That's 0915 103 5555. Or the alternate number 091 35 001035. That's 09135 001035. You can call us and tell us the story that we've brought to the front burner this morning that interests you the most immediately after this commercial break.
On 103.5 FM.
Are you ready to walk with purpose? Walk with pride. It's time for Walk with Honor 2.0. Mark your calendars. December 7th, 2024. Join thousands of participants as we take to the streets in a celebration of fitness, unity, and community spirit. Whether you're walking for health, for fun, or for the love of honor, this is your event. Together, we'll make strides toward a healthier and stronger tomorrow. Don't miss the chance to be part of something bigger. Invite your friends, family, and colleagues. Lace up your sneakers and let's walk together with honor. Remember, December 7th, 2024. Walk with Honor 2.0. Stay tuned to Honor 103.5 FM for updates. Let's make this walk unforgettable.
The essence of interior design will always be about people and how they live. It is about the realities of what makes for an attractive, civilized, and meaningful home environment. This is our foremost concern at Mr. Johnson Furniture and Interior Decoration. And this is why we stay faithful to your own taste, because nothing you really like is ever out of style. Mr. Johnson Furniture and Interior Decoration, we specialize in importing and delivering quality royal beds, sofas, lights, and doors to every home across Nigeria. We are located inside Dogafat Filling Station in Leura Junction, Akala Express, Ibadan. Call us up on 080-913-35706 or send a WhatsApp message to 090-445-30230. We don't just sell quality products. Our maintenance team is on standby to give free routine maintenance for a whole year after purchase. Mr. Johnson Furniture, our passion is to bring affordable luxury to every home and offices.
Feel the vibes on Honor 103.5 FM.
Let's rock.
All right, welcome back to the front burner. Like I said, if you're listening to us at work, at home, or in your car, honestly, you are our third analyst. You can pick up your phone. You call us on 09151035555, and of course on 09135001035. While we await your call, I'd like you to know that the governor of your state has thanked the African Development Bank (AFDB) for working with the government on the project as part of the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone program. In quote, he says, I also thanked private sector investors who, having seen our prototype in Fashola, are investing in Erua to develop the hub. Now, you guys know the hub is the Agro-Industrial Processing Hub in Erua. What do you think the benefits of this will be for the state, Honorable Olawe?
It's gonna be a lot of the benefit for the state in the fact that we are talking about a lot of shortage of inflation in food prices, and if this can be able to transit to what they expected it to be, we are going to see a lot of buoyant in food production in our state and any environment within the state as well. So this is a very good development, and if this loan is going to be used for the purpose, unlike when this government commence, and
you just don't trust the governor when it comes to money.
It has already happened before. So for me I'm going to be pessimistic when it comes to this as well. And we have seen a situation whereby AgriFest is being held, summit is being held in London, And you can think about it. What kind of investment is going to come from London to invest in Oyo State when it's going to become agriculture? When it's not even going to start a United Kingdom government. So it's like a kind of a drama that I saw. But with this, we are expecting much within a year. We don't want it to last longer for about 3 years.
I agree with you totally on that one, because Mr. Governor seems to be running out of time as far as his tenure as a governor is. But then with the agric thing he's doing in Erua now, what would you say, Ofino? I think I agree with Honorable Olaoyo on the fact that at least in 1 year we should be seeing the fact that no, this is a brilliant idea from Mr. Governor. He shouldn't just lay fallow until he leaves and then somebody else comes. That means there will be a problem financially. But then if he really wants to use the money from AFDB and on this project, we should see the result in less than 1 year. What do you think?
There is one thing I keep telling myself: content creator and skit makers don't just make shows, they make shows to make money. Now, when you are trying to talk about agro-processing zone for the state, there is one thing you must know in Oyo State. We are having 5 political zones in Oyo State: Ibadan zone, Oyo zone, Ogbomoso zone, Okeojun zone, and Ibarakpa zone. Now, when you are talking about Fashola farm, and you talk about Erua farm as well, are you trying to revitalize this model farm for the sake of exports, to make money for your state, or you are trying to ensure that there is what we call food production for local consumer? Because we have to get it right. IGR for the state. When you are talking about IGR, you are talking about internally generated revenue. Most of these governors, they want to produce food for export so that they can make more dollar in return for the state.
Instead of feeding their own citizens?
Now, the only way you can be able to feed your citizens is this: if you allow local government to be directly involved in rural farming with rural farmers, because local government is closer to the people.
Definitely.
So what the government should do is this: work with local government chairmen. These local government chairmen will now work with rural farmers within their jurisdiction for production of food for local content. But when you are talking about agro-processing zone, the aim of the government should be, let us produce food for export so that we can be able to make more dollar for the state. If the governor is actually an industrialist.
Okay. Okay. I think you've actually explained that pretty well. But then we would like to say that so far the governor of Oyo State, Senate Engineer Seyi Makinde, has still to this moment have not confidently come out to tell people if he really wants to run for presidency. He has not in any way said that. But then there's a lot of graphic designs, a lot of promotions on Twitter, and a lot of promotions on social media. A lot of people have come out to speak on behalf of the sitting governor right now that definitely his aim is to go for presidency. On the other hand, the son of the sitting president, that's Seyi Tinubu, is also saying he is the next governor for Lagos State. But then he himself has not used his mouth or his tongue to say it. But a lot of youths, groups of youths have come out to say we want him to be the next governor of Lagos State. So a two-in-one question. Do you think Mr. Governor of Oyo State will ever want to be president, or do you think Seyi, while the father is a sitting president, could ever also want to say he wants to go and he wants to get that seat of Mr. Governor for Lagos State? Honorable Olaoye, do you think the governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, honestly might just say it one time, like, I'm going for presidency, I have the right, I'm a citizen?
Yeah, Engineer Seyi Makinde has the right and the citizen of Nigeria, and he has proved himself in Oyo State to an extent, and he can be able to vie for president because it's his fundamental human right.
And therefore,
likewise, Seyi
Tinubu
as well. But when you are talking about Seyi Tinubu, it is speculative because he has never said it. and he has never worked towards it. But the fact still remains that there are some people who are overzealous in things, and they might want to push him. And I know that for him, if he has the prerequisite, because he's free as a Nigerian to do that. But in the other hand, when you are talking about Nigeria Shemakine, I know he's going to be thinking twice, because like he said, that by 2027, people will have forgotten APC, and the way they were whipped at Ondo State,
I remember.
He would think twice, because all of them ran away with their tail on their back when they were overwhelmingly defeated in Ondo State.
All right, Mr. Fino, what do you think?
Do you know what I want to say? Just because there is no time. There is one thing I love about General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. How many times have you heard about his son? The same thing with Abdul Salami Abubakar. The same thing with General Yakubu Gowon. It has been the issue of Tinubu dynasty.
No, they are not.
The Lion of Bodleian. I'm not in support of Sheyi Tinubu coming out for governor of Lagos. Governor, yes, I'm not in support of that. Okay. I'm never in support of, and I will never support that.
Babangida is not a politician.
No, it doesn't count.
Okay.
What of Aliko Dangote?
It counted. Awolowo children, Awolowo daughter came out to run for governor of Ogun State, and he has a freedom to do that.
All right,
Shehu Shagari son came out to be a senator, and he even juggled to be the governor of Sokoto State.
All right, okay.
So
on that note, I will say a big thank you to Honorable Olaoye. Yeah. Another huge thank you going out to Mr. Ofino, and of course to you listening at home. We say thank you so much. If you're listening at work or in your car, we'll say thank you. And that's it for the front banner this morning. My name is Lekan Omosebi, and of course saying thank you to Engineer K. Join us on Saturday, 9 o'clock in the morning, for a fresh edition of the front banner. Enjoy the rest of your day.